after 36 long and grueling races. Nah, I'm just messing with ya. Welcome back everybody to Turnip Hole, Pennsylvania for our second event of the Non-Star Clash. My name is Outbox and here I am at this 3-mile tri-oval to see who is the best of the rest when it comes to the Splint Cup series. Season 1 and Season 2 drivers who didn't make it into Season 3 are competing in this race. These are drivers who couldn't make it on points or who didn't have enough sauce to make it by the commentator vote or the fan vote. So there's that. The Splint Cup race is going to start very soon, so let me show you how it works. Now the Cup Clash has 30 laps and will feature 36 entries, the same as the Gertie's Trash Race, but hear me out. They will be way faster, 275 miles per hour. Drivers better be careful because there are no safety features in this track at all. No barriers, no nothing, only the tire wall near pit road entry. Alongside the veterans, there will be 3 field fillers going racing today, 3 lucky fans who won the special raffle, just like Alex Press did in the Gertie's race. They're eager, ready to go, and most importantly, fully sponsored. Finally, we have to talk about strategy. Drivers realize that pushing is very important here, so much so that they're now bump drafting. I hope they don't crash super hard because let's be honest, there's a reason why they aren't on Season 3. They're very stupid. Now that we're done with that yap sesh, let's get to today's starting grid presented by Jeffy Gornods. On pole position today, it's the 58 of Melanoma. He replaced You Can't Hear Me at the Chicago Street Course. On his outside, it's Cole Powers in his own 26. Row 2, it's gonna be Jamie Chippy in the 25, Season 1 veteran. On his outside, it's Everything Bagels who replaced Brody Kraft at Pigs Creek. Row 3, some deja vu from Michigan here. It's gonna be the 05 of Sweet Baby Ray Cyrus on the inside, and Gray Biffle on the outside, driving Debbie McBetty's 87. Row 4, it's Cold Stone Steve Ice Cream in the 31, and Danny Suez, eliminated in Season 2 on the outside. And rounding out the top 10, it's gonna be Victory Lane driving his Season 1 ride, the number 12, and Curtin Kyle Bush's crew chief, Craig Bush, in that 21. Looking at row 6, full Season 1 lockout here, that's the 86 of Reese Ware, released from jail just to be here, and the 40 of John Niemanek. On the 7th row, honoring Slim Shady in the number 6, it's going to be Harry Glantz, who hasn't shown up since Season 1, and on the outside, it's going to be Lucas Maxing in the 83. On the 8th row, 2 field fillers out of 3, it's going to be Paul driving the 02 Mustang and McIntosh driving the 84 Camry. 9th row, 67 of Arkansas Jones eliminated in Season 2, and Demonde Plywood getting on that 01 one final time, honoring Drew No Dollars. And rounding out the top 20, 2 drivers eliminated in Season 2, the 27 of Conroy Rosario and the 69 of Packard Petty. Starting on row 11, Hutch Strickland driving his Season 1 ride, the number 79, and on his outside, it's Caden Wideawake in the number 30. Row 12, another Season 1 lockout. Welcome back, Balter White, the Balter Eagle in the 09, and the number 4 of Bob Sled. Row 13, fan favorite Scoot Wimmer is back, and alongside him, it's the 65 of Chris the Catheter Keen. Hopefully he does well today. Row 14, Benito de la Pasta in his own ride, the number 39, and on his outside, no, that is not Harold Clott, that is his brother, Humphrey. Row 15, Gwendy 444 in her own right, refusing to drive Brad Oman's car, and on the outside, it's gonna be Dmitry Urenbev in the number 96. Row 16, our third and final field filler, John Anime driving the number 8. Alongside him, it's gonna be Buster Guts driving Muscular Zaxifreeze number 1. Row 17, Gurney Irvin driving Ginger Joe's number 13. Alongside him, it's gonna be One to Go Yet in the number 50. And rounding out our field, it's going to be Timothy Segurello in the number 5, a name I haven't heard of in a long time, and Winter Bynes in the 11. Now that we know our field, let's give it to today's pace car driver, Safety Carl.
Drivers, start your engines!
Thanks, Carl. Everybody say thank you, Carl, for such a great command.
Thank you, Carl.
36 drivers with one goal in mind. 600,000 fans to cheer them on, and while Carl leads them around the track, let's talk about the field fillers for today. As I said in the track notes, 3 fans who competed in the non-star raffle are competing in this race. Some of the benefits they got include their own TOECAR Next Gen, spoiler and all, along with their own number and a sponsor of their choice. So, let's focus on today's lucky 3. And let's start with the O2 of Paul. Paul is just a guy. There's not much to him. In fact, when he got chosen as one of the winners, Paul didn't even have a last name. The staff got confused, so they asked Paul personally, and turns out he doesn't even have one. He drives a very familiar scheme, too familiar. I swear, I've seen that paint scheme somewhere before. It's in the tip of my tongue. But anyways, we move on. The 8 of John anime is sponsored by one of those games, and honestly, we shouldn't have let him in because he has these green lines coming off of him. And have you ever been to a anime convention? Yeah, that's how he smells. He calls it aura, but we know what it is. But he won the raffle, and he got a big sponsorship, so who can deny that? And finally, let's talk about the 84 of Macintosh, and honestly, I don't even know why he signed up. He's very pro-environment, to put it lightly. You know, saves trees, cleans oceans, does stuff for charity in terms of nature, and absolutely, most definitely hates the existence of cars. So, why he signed up for a car race is beyond me, but as they say, you never know until you try it. And that is our field filler list. Now that we know a little bit about them, we are in the final straightaway. As we see Safety Carl taking the dive into pit road. And Melanoma, alongside Cole Powers, taking up the front row. Melanoma, as you know, replaced You Can Hear Me in the 58 when he got injured. Cole Powers has driven multiple rides, so he hasn't really had an established or iconic race car of his own, so he's going to drive his own number 26 Nissan Sentra. As they take the final turn into the main straightaway. Here we go, boys. Familiar faces, old and new. Green flag at the Toddring. Both lanes having an even start, but the inside lane takes advantage. Melanoma to the lead, Jamie Chippy pushing. As the 25 tries to form a third lane, but maybe not. Here comes the 31 to the inside. Jamie Chippy blocks. Melanoma still in the lead, but it won't be for long. New leader, the 25. As we see the 12 of Victory Lane trying to form a fourth lane. 4 wide for the lead. The 58 thinks better of it. New leader, Victory Lane. As he leads the first lap. Man, so much action. Way more action than the Goody Trashers. Oh, we see trouble for the 25 of Jamie Chippy, as he has to lift the throttle quite a lot, trying to catch the car. Man, we gave these drivers extra cold tires. I think it's going to take a while to warm up. As we see 3 packs. The main pack up there, the middle pack and the bottom pack. Now it's 2 packs now. Benito de la Pasta in the 39 leading them. Oh, and we see Scoot Wimmer couldn't turn quite right in the final turn. Now has to be on the outside lane. As we go to the front once again, 4 wide for the lead. Balter White down in the inside. Arkansas Jones thinks better of it. New leader is the 09, but here comes the 4 of Bob Sled. And now Hutch Strickland wants the lead. 24 for 4, pushing that 79. Almost clears it. Oh, and everything bagels in the wall. There's contact happening. The 86 of Reese Ware, the 39 of Benito La Pasta. More issues happening. On the racetrack, the big one happens. John Emanek in the wall. Oh, Humphrey. Ooh. Dmitry Yurenbev hitting the 40. Humphrey drives away, thank God. And wind turbines upside down, getting hit by Wanda. And some cars stuck on the apron. The 67 of Arkansas Jones, the 21 of Craig Bush got transported into pit road, and the 26 of Cole Powers, who started second. We're gonna have to check what happened. Taking a look from up above, it seems that the 31 of Stone Cold Steve Ice Cream and the 48 of Everything Bagels had a little bit of an iffy moment there. Little bit of an altercation, and they go towards the apron, and they slide up the track. 31 recovers it, 48 doesn't. Tags Danny Suez, and Reese Ware just nowhere to go. Rams the back of the 48, and along he goes for the ride. As he and Benito go towards the grass, Arkansas Jones, out of control race car, tags Harry Glanz into 6 and just causes another big one. Oh, and we see how John Niemanek got tagged and everything. Wanted to go yet with some sick air. And oh, hard hit for the 86. And we're going to see Humphrey Clot just do a sick little barrel roll towards the outside wall. And Arkansas Jones does the same, copies the 97. Riding on board the 39 of Benito, and you're going to see a POV of how the wreck happened. Starts with the 31 and 48, then the 86 gets involved, and the 39 just a victim of the circumstances. As they slide in the grass towards the tire barrier, Reese as well, just like the 65 of Lawful Allen in the previous event, and a huge clusterfuck right in front of Benito. Thankfully, everybody slides down in the apron, and he's good to go. Not being able to win per se, but, you know, he's still good to go. Now taking a look at the 67, as he sees the wreck happening from the outside lane, tags the back of Reese Ware, sends him towards the grass, tries to go down, and, just causes this mess. Slides towards the apron, and does a sick little barrel roll, just like Humphrey. Speaking of Humphrey, we're gonna see him next. Looking from a different camera angle, Humphrey, like many others, trying to avoid the wreck. Unfortunately, he gets tagged by Arkansas Jones, clips the banking, does a barrel roll towards the outside wall, and goes back down towards the apron like various others. And you can see how Winterbines, with the help of Melanoma, gets on his roof. Riding on board the 96 of Dmitry Yurenbev, and we're gonna see how it all happens from the back. A lot of smoke, 3 cars in the grass, one of them going back towards the track. More smoke, Dmitry has to slow down. The 58 and 84 get together. The 97 does a flip, and the 40 just slides down in front of Dmitry's way. Unfortunate. Welcome back to the Toddring for our first restart of the day. Hutch Strickland up in front, and bobsled next to him. And here we go, green flag once again. You may be wondering, why is Hutch Strickland or any of the Gertie's Trash Series drivers from Season 2 in this race? Good question. We had our rosters leaked beforehand, and some of the drivers saw it and they were not very happy. So they stormed into our offices and demanded to be put in the main event. And it got pretty violent. So yeah, kind of a sticky situation there. And that's why you see some of the Season 2 Gertie's Trash Series drivers in this one. Exiting the final corner, Sweet Baby Ray leads them towards lap 9. Victory Lane and Timothy Cigarello want to gain the top spot though. I think Sweet Baby Ray's is going to have a good enough of a run to hold on. Oh, and you see Paul having to slow down substantially to make the first turn. That's one of our field fillers. I think the pack is divided into 2. Yes, it is. Caden Wide Awake in the inside lane. Jamie Chippy going towards the bottom. And oh, there's cars in the fence! Card wreck! One in the fence, that's Victory Lane! More cars getting involved. That's John Niemanegg, Winterbines, Paul, and Craig Bush. Absolutely destroyed race car. Horrible wreck on the final straightaway. I think we saw Buster Guts with terminal damage. There he is. Oh man. Multiple cars with horrible hits. Caution. Looking back at the replay once more, and it all starts very similarly to the first incident. 2 cars getting hooked together in an iffy spot, and this time it's Buster Guts and Glucose maxing. Glucose escapes, but Buster Guts collects 3 cars, the Monday Plywood, TOECAR Petty, and Victory Lane. $500,000 worth of damage in there. And cars that were involved in the first wreck get involved here. You see Craig Bush, Kernan Cow's crew chief, just destroyed. Buster Guts also destroyed. I think the Monday Plywood is not going to move. And Bob Sled, look at him go. End over end, lands hard on his roof on the grass. That's some neat little trick. Tony Hawk Pro Skater style, and back on his wheels again. Now let's take a look at what the others saw. On board TOECAR Petty in the 69, and we're going to check the wreck from his POV. The 1 and 83 getting together right in the middle of the turn, and nowhere for the 69 to go, nowhere for the 12 to go. Squished into the fence, hard hit between the 69 and the 4. And you saw another hard hit there. And it ends with the 01 and 69 looking at Bob's sled flip. How romantic. Now looking at Victory Lane in the 12. He's on the outside, hoping to make it back on the bottom. But he won't make it out of the turns. Gets squished into the catch fence there. Chaos in front of him. Now it's behind him. And some unfortunate news, he now owes money to the racetrack for the catch fence he destroyed. Now looking at Bobsled in the number 4. He's in a second pack, so he has a few seconds, milliseconds to react to this upcoming wreck. But for Bob, he didn't react at all. Hits the 69 head on, flips over, almost gets hit by Benito in the 39 there. End over end, and the ride is over. While track officials are making extensive repairs to the catch fence Victor destroyed, let's take a look at more onboards, this time with field filler Paul. And he almost had the wreck avoided, but just got clipped by TOECAR Petty. Winter Bynes joining in, saying hi, and another close call by Benito there. With moves like these, he's better than 90% of the field. Riding on board the 21 of Craig Bush. He's a couple seconds back behind the leaders, so he's going to see the wreck from the corner of his eye. And absolutely nowhere to go. John Niemanek getting in his way and spinning along the grass, annihilated engine. And the 21's run ends 7 laps in. Oh, they finally fixed it? One final onboard before we go green. I know this is Arkansas POV, but let's take a look at one to go yet here. Some excellent wreck avoidance, barely missed bobsled, and just goes on through her merry way. Holy. Welcome back to the Toddring once again for our second restart of the day. Sweet Baby Ray Cyrus up in front, Timothy Cigarello in second place. As we go green flag once again, and Timothy just jumped the restart. Guess it's legal on lap 14. Timothy Cigarello dives towards the bottom, and he leads the race. Heading into the first straightaway. A lot of action and movement happening back there, and look who's there. Sweet Baby Ray's trying to get his spot back. 05 versus 5. Who's gonna get it? Looks like Sweet Baby Ray's got it. Timothy trying to get the lead back through the draft. Oh, tries to head towards the bottom. Glucose Maxing is right there. Looks like he'll have to stay on the outside lane. Halfway through the race now, lap 15, Sweet Baby Ray's leads as Timothy Cigarello tries to go to the bottom with a little bit of help of Cold Stone Steve Ice Cream. Glucose Maxing is just right there. But look at this, the 09 isn't giving up. 3 wide for second place. Timothy barely hanging on the outside, but that 09 of Balter wide, he wants second spot with the help of Scoot Wimmer. And he manages to take it. Now his next goal is to catch up to the 05 of Sweet Baby Rays, who has a huge advantage coming into the final turns. Scoot pushing Balter a little bit too hard, but they're catching up to the 05. Now it's a drag race. Oh, in contact! The 83 of Glucose Maxing goes around. Spinning. Can he save it? Yes, he can. Cautions out. You see the pace car coming out. Man, that could have been a lot worse for Glucose Maxing. What a save. Let's take a look at how that happened. Let's take a look at the incident between the catheter and Glucose Maxing. Once again, unnecessary pushing. This is how the 2 previous big ones happened. Thankfully, it didn't happen in the middle of the corner, but they get hooked together on the start-finish line, and the 83 slams into the 84. McIntosh with noticeable damage there, and The 83 goes spinning at 275 miles per hour in the grass and somehow recovers it. I don't know how he did it, but he has to teach me. What a driver. Let's take a look on board the 65, and wow, the 83 just getting super tight trying to catch the car, and the 65 just getting super aggressive. I'm surprised it didn't turn out worse. On board the 83 in a very similar situation from lap 7, as he was part of the reason the second caution happened, but he didn't get so lucky this time. Gets hooked, slams into McIntosh in the 84, and goes for a spin. Thankfully he recovers it, but he has his work cut out for him. Goes all the way to the back. Welcome back to the Toddring. We restart the field once again after that soft spin from Glucose Maxing. Sweet Baby Ray's up in front, Balter White right next to him, and we go green once again. Pretty even start so far, the 09 with the slight advantage, but Sweet Baby Race has that inside lane. Oh, car up the top. I think that's Hutch Strickland into 79. Think we're gonna be okay though. Into the first straightaway, Sweet Baby Race in the middle, Scoot Wimmer right behind. Oh, and Scoot is left in the middle. Sweet Baby Race goes down the bottom, blocks the 8 of John Anime. That's one of our field fillers for today. And I'll be honest, he's doing a pretty good job so far. In second place, donning his favorite little JPEGs on his Acura. And speaking of John, he's up top. Cold Stone Steep Ice Cream in the bottom. He takes second place. Now he's trying to catch up to Sweet Baby Race, who's been doing a fantastic job so far leading this race. Third place, Danny Suez. We haven't talked about him all day. Now he's at the bottom. Oh, and we see a little bit of contact between the 58 of Melanoma and the 83 of Glucose Maxing. And now we see them battling for 6th or 7th place. I'm not really sure. They're battling for a position. Oh, and more contact. That's between Jamie Chippy and Hutch Strickland. Jamie was in the grass for a little bit there, but I think he's okay. Going towards lap 22, new leader is the 31 of Cold Stone Steve Ice Cream, as he takes the lead away from Sweet Baby Rays. And Scoot Wimmer, we see him back on the inside lane, trying to catch up to the lead pack. Still in the top 10, so he has a fighting chance to potentially win this race. I mean, how cool would that be? Scoot Wimmer, after disappearing from Bowman Gray, winning the non-star clash. But we still have a good chunk of racing to go, as Sweet Baby Race trying to catch up to Cold Stone Steep Ice Cream in the 31, and 3 wide for third place. Danny Sue is back in the top 5. Won't be for long though, as he took the outside lane in the final turns. Now heading towards the first. Still on the outside lane. I think he's going to go towards the bottom now. He does. A little bit of contact between him and Melanoma. Thankfully Danny is aware. And Hutch Strickland looking on the bottom now. He does. Getting pushed by Conrad Rosario and Balter White. And Hutch Strickland gains some new spots. And we see 3 wide for the lead now. Krista Catherine Keene on the bottom. Sweet Baby Race in the middle. Cold Stone Sweet Ice Cream at the top. And Cold Stone has to lift a little. Now it's a battle between Sweet Baby Race and Krista Catherine Keene. But here comes Timothy Cigarello. 3 wide for the lead. 5:65.05 coming out of turn 1 into the first straightaway. Who's gonna help who? And it seems that the inside lane is the most organized, as they push Timothy right into first place, leaving Krista Catherine Keene and Sweet Baby Race out to dry. And now new players enter the picture and trying to get Timothy's spot. Carrie Gland, Scoot Wimmer, Balter White once again, 3 wide for second place. The 6 thinks better of it and slows down to make the final turn, coming to 5 laps to go. And folks, we've seen quite an unpredictable and chaotic race. Lots of scary fucking wrecks, lots of lead changes, lots of action. I mean, I don't even know who's going to win. Could it be Timothy Cigarello? Could it be Balter White, who's about to take Timothy Cigarello's spot right now? Could it be Everything Bagels, Conrad Rosario, Scoot Wimmer? I don't even know at this point. It could be anybody. Speaking of who could win right now, here comes Conrad Rosario with the help of Scoot Wimmer and the inside lane. Gets to Everything Bagels, but can't get to Balter White. He blocks. And the outside lane having very, very big problems, as Conroy has a big run, leaves Walter White to the outside. Into turn 1, still battling for the lead, and Conroy gets it. Scoot Wimmer a little bit far behind, having a little bit of issues with the aid of John Anime. And look at that, 2 field fillers within the top 10, potentially battling for the win. And the fans are not too happy to see the 8 or the 84 up there battling for the win, but they are, and they're gonna help Walter White get back to Conroy Rosario as Conroy blocks, and everybody's too far behind to do anything. Lap 27, Conroy still leads, Walter White right behind, and here comes John Anime in the 8. Scoot Wimmer in 4th place, McIntosh right behind them, and now Walter White forms a line on the inside to pass Conroy. The 27 with no help at all on the outside lane. The 09 takes 1st place very easily, and now the 8 follows right behind him. But here comes Scoot Wimmer, forms the line on the inside. Can Walter White block? And he doesn't even need to block. Everybody's too separated to form a run or make a move on him, and a huge wreck happening right behind him. Sweet Baby Ray Cyrus, Cole Power, Jamie Chippy flipping around, Caden Wide Awake, Winter binds Dimitri Urenbev, and Glucose Maxing hits the 05 very hard. Everything Bagels involved as well. And we saw a pack of cars coming, zooming by. Hopefully they made it okay. I don't think they did. Nope. Paul, 1 to go yet. Stuck in the apron. Oh! Now she's unstuck. And Harry Glance with terminal damage. I think his day is over. Alrighty, let's check how this wreck happened, and I assure you, it's not going to be pretty, so we're going to be here for a while. It starts with the 13 not being able to hit his line, and the 26 being pushed by the 05. Super aggressive, unnecessary pushing, and the 26 and 13 get hooked together, and they get into the apron. At the same time, the 25 of Jamie Chippy and the 04 of Daniel Suez, they get together as well. And 2 wrecks happen at the same time, but this one is the most spectacular. Look at that! The air the 26 and the 05 of Sweet Baby Ray Cyrus gets. And Caden Wide Awake hits the passenger side of the 05. And just along for the ride. Hellacious hit. Horrid hit. So many words to describe what just happened. And Caden Wide Awake just going towards the bottom. Daniel Suez is able to, just barely by the skin of his teeth, able to miss the wreck, but I can't say the same for everybody else. Everything Bagels hitting the 05 of Sweet Baby Rays as he isn't messed up enough. You saw Humphrey Claude, Dimitri Urenbev, and now Winter Bynes getting a buff. You also saw how Jamie Chippy just flipped in the air violently. And you see the flagman waving that yellow aggressively. It's going to turn red in just a moment. And as Sweet Baby Ray slides across the line, it's not over. The 83 hits the 05. I don't know what he was thinking. And round and round and round Sweet Baby Ray Cyrus goes. You're going to see the 48 coming into the picture as he slides down. I think he got hit by somebody. I'm not sure who it was. And you're going to see some stragglers coming through. There they are. Paul, Arkansas Jones, Juan de Goyet, and Benito de la Pasta. They get involved with the 83 of Glucose Maxing. There's just quite a lot of stuff to check. So let's start with the onboards. Onboard the 26 of Cole Powers. He's going to push the 13 a little bit too aggressively. And he's able to save it once, but not twice. Into the wall he goes. Partially disables the camera. I think that was because of him and Sweet Baby Ray's colliding. We're going to have to check the other POV. Now on board the 05 of Sweet Baby Ray's, and it all happens too fast. The 26, not clear at all. Oh my god, roof-to-roof collision. The 48 hitting the 05 right there, and it's not over yet. That's the 83. Oh, hey, we're gonna have to check that later. On board the 30 of Caden Wide Awake, and honestly, he was just a victim. Hits the 05, hard hit, head on into that wall, spins into traffic, collects the 48, 97, and 96 and goes into the grass, hits the inside wall, and somehow able to keep going. Now I want to focus on what happened to Jamie Chippy specifically. We saw how he flipped off screen when we were focused on Sweet Baby Ray's and Cole Powers. So it all starts with the 04 pushing the 25 when he didn't need to. Jamie zooms back up the track, collects the 6 of Harry Glance, and look at the hard hits the 25 and the 6 got. Incredible. As the 6 slides near the wall, Jamie goes end over end, catching some insane air. He goes on his side, now on his roof, and I think he goes back on his wheels. Yes, he does. And slides. I think he's okay. That slide movement, it makes it seem that he's able to keep going. Hold on. No way. After all that? Now let's check in real time. On board Jamie Chippy in the 25, and he goes on the apron, collects a 6, flips near instantly, gets the insane air, end over end, and slides on the grass. Now look at this, look at this. He's gonna be able to start up again. That's insane, but not surprising. He is a Season 1 survivor after all. Let's check how the slow cars reacted to the Devastation 9000. They start to slow down when they see the 83. Paul bumps into Glucose and then bumps into Wanda. And Wanda being used like a bumper car here and gets stuck on the apron until her hero, Caden Wideawake, comes here. Thank you very much. And gets on her way again. Hi, Paul. One less onboard, this time with one of our lucky guys, Daniel Suez, pardon me. He's gonna see chaos happening in front of him, and he's gonna cause chaos too. Hard wrecks for everybody, and look at that. Outrunning the 30, that was the difference between him being involved in a wreck and being able to continue. Before we go back green, I do have a sad announcement to make. Due to the events on lap 26, both Cole Powers and Sweet Baby Ray Cyrus have passed away. Hold on. Give me a sec. Hello? Yeah, I'm on the booth right now. Why don't you want me to announce the deaths? They're alive? How? Totem? Well, alright. Welcome back to the Toddring for our first overtime attempt of the day. Hopefully we only need one. And we forgot to do picks last time, so I guess we should do them now. My favorite pick to win is going to be Scoot Wimmer. He's been strong. He's been consistent. He's been as high as second. I see no reason that he can't win the race. Who's your pick to win? I like that one too. Here we go, boys. Our first overtime attempt. Green flags in the air, and it's an even start so far between the 09 and the 32. Scoot does not have any help on the outside. Balter White goes straight to the lead with help of the inside line. Coldstone, Steve Ice Cream, and Hut Strickland right behind them as they form their own lanes. Now it's going to be 3 wide into turn 2, leaves the 09 on the outside. Condroid Rosario helps the 79 straight to the front, but the 31 and 09 are not giving up yet. Coldstone with a great run coming into the final turn. Hut Strickland blocks, but he leaves the door open for Condroid Rosario. Tries to go to the bottom. He isn't able to. The 27 battling for the lead, and here comes Danny Suez. Mr. Where the fuck did he come from? Final lap of the race. Going to turn 1, Condroid goes to the bottom with no help at all, and he gains some ground. Gets the lead, but he's not clear yet. Into the first straightaway. Hut Strickland with help of Coldstone get the spot back, and Danny Suez decides to help the 27 out. Rosario, Strickland, side by side, turn 2. Who's gonna come out on top? It seems that the 27 on the inside does. Less of half of the racetrack left. Whatever move you need to do it now. And Danny Suez does so. 3 wide on the final turn. The 04 goes to the bottom, and he's gonna steal it. Outside the top 10, Danny Suez is gonna win the non-star clash. Mister, where the fuck did he come from? Danny Suez, eliminated in Season 2. He just drove the 2 laps of his life. Second place, Conrad Rosario. Absolute heartbreak for that 27 team. Third place, Timothy Cigarello. Fourth place, Hud Strickland. And rounding out the top 5, it's Scoot Wimmer. And I see his team celebrating like they just won the championship. What a race. What a finish. And that, ladies and gentlemen, after 30 laps of action and crashes, we crown a Splint Cup non-star clash winner. Congratulations to Danielle Suez for the victory today. I'm sure it sucks not being able to compete in TOECAR Season 3, but I hope the win eases the pain just a little bit. Conrad takes home second place after battling for the win in the final few laps. Absolute heartbreak by him, but I hope he doesn't get discouraged. This could mean more opportunities open for him. Maybe a Plot 55 ride, who knows? And taking home the bronze, it's gonna be Timothy Cigarello. I don't think anybody remembers him unless they're a TOECAR Day 1, but I hope more people remember that name in the future. Fourth place goes to Hud Strickland, not surprised, he was in the front all day. And rounding out the top 5, my GOAT, Scoot Wimmer. I hope he gets more chances, man. I really hope he gets more chances because what he drove today was top-notch performance. I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, 6th place goes to Cold Stone Steve Ice Cream, 7th place goes to Chris the Catheter Keen, 8th place goes to Dimitri Urambev after getting involved in some wrecks. I guess that works. 9th place goes to Macintosh, big round of applause to him, and rounding out the top 10, it's gonna be Melanoma. Finishing in 11th place, it's gonna be Gurney Irvin, 12th goes to John Anime, 13th goes to Humphrey Clot, 14th Everything Bagels, rounding out the top 15, it's gonna be Paul, 16th goes to Benito de la Pasta, 17th Winter Binds, 18th Great Biffle, 19th One to Go Yet, and rounding out the top 20, it's gonna be Walter White. I don't know what happened, he dropped like a rock in that final restart. All I can say is generational choke, plus skill issue, plus L, plus he ain't got that shit on. Finishing in 21st, it's gonna be Glucose Maxing, 22nd Jamie Chippy, 23rd Caden Wideawake, the last guy who finished on the lead lap mind you, 24th Arcus Jones, 25th Harry Glantz, 26th Sweet Baby Ray Cyrus, 27th Cole Powers, 28th John Niemanek, 29th Buster Guts, and finishing 30th Peck Arpady. Finishing 31st, the Monday Plywood, 32nd Victory Lane, 33rd Bobsled, 34th Craig Bush, 35th Gwendy 444 the 4th, and finishing dead last, Reese Ware. Hope you enjoyed Dale, buddy. And that's it for the non-star clash, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. Once again, congratulations to Danielle Suez and Bill Wasabi, our winners. And as a wise friend once told me, good morning, good evening, and good night.